Hey everyone, I'm Dominique. I've just completed my very first semester in medical laboratory school, and I'm starting this recap series as a way to reflect on my progress through the program while also giving you an idea of what it's like to be a student in medical laboratory school, as well as kind of what I'm learning every semester. So, of course, my first semester was very unconventional, with it being 100% online due to Miss Rona, but nonetheless, let's get started. This semester introduced the basic concepts and practices within clinical laboratory science. I'm going to start with a breakdown of what I've learned over the course of the past 9 weeks. We covered the history, laws, and regulations of the clinical laboratory. Then we did laboratory safety, which this includes biohazards and physical hazards. So think of things like standard precautions, which by definition is the way to treat all human blood and body specimens as if they are known to be infectious. And this prevents infections of workers in the lab from things like bloodborne pathogens and stuff like that. So also think of fire safety, electrical safety, and chemical safety, which are all important when you're working in a laboratory. Next, we learned specimen processing and collection. So this introduced the skills of venipuncture and capillary puncture for blood specimens. Then laboratory mathematics, laboratory statistics, and quality control processes. So this basically showed us ways to modify and validate that lab instruments and assays are meeting quality standards in order for us to report those results to the doctor. Next was lab equipment and glassware, so different types of breakers, pipettes, common instruments like microscopes, centrifuges, and autoclaves, and stuff like that. And then lastly, we did a big overview of each laboratory department. So it's kind of like us looking ahead of the classes that we'll be taking in fall and spring. So this was hematology and hemostasis, immunology, immunohematology, microbiology, urinalysis, and chemistry. And let me tell you, this was a lot of information introduced in such a little amount of time, and it was kind of overwhelming, but yeah, overall, I definitely had a love-hate relationship with my first semester. I think it's a combination of having to start the program fully online, along with having absolutely no kind of classroom structure, which, I mean, I loved all the stuff that we were learning. I just hated feeling like I was all over the place every week, which on a weekly basis, there was a lot of book readings, like textbook readings, then lecture videos, and a lot of assignments, plus the papers, then the laboratory reports, and which we weren't able to perform these skills yet, but we'll be doing those in a few weeks. And then also there was exams and quizzes. On top of all this, I was working 50 hours a week from home. So I guess that contributed to why I was feeling like I was just all over the place. But yeah, working full-time for me was doable this first semester. I ended up getting a 4.0, and I'm sure the semester would have been a lot more challenging had I had to be on campus for classes and then in the office for work. But still, I definitely had to work on my time management skills, and once I got it together, I basically had to create boundaries between working and studying, because I literally just sit at this desk hours and hours and hours a day, and it just gets to your mind, I guess. For me, creating those boundaries was just a way to organize my time in a way that was efficient enough to get my schoolwork done and my work for work done, but also not like being mentally draining and burning myself out. So in addition to improving my time management skills, I also found myself needing to work on paying attention to details, which there were a few times on my assignments and exams where I'd miss a key word in the question, or I just didn't read the question completely at all before answering, and it didn't affect my grades like that now, but paying attention and being thorough will be something I keep in the back of my mind going forward. So with that being said, I start the fall semester in 2 weeks, which I'm pretty excited. I'll be taking immunology and serology, then hematology and hemostasis, and then immunology. And I have decided to continue working full-time, mainly because I'm paying for this program out of pocket and every single coin counts. But also just, I love the experience that I'm gaining at my jobs. The first job, I've been working as an adjunct instructor within the student success department. So I spend quite a bit of time teaching and remediating students that are at risk for failing their courses. And it's anything from microbiology to anatomy and physiology to biology, just basic biology, to also the chemistries like intro to chem and organic chem. Whatever core science they're struggling in, it's my job to make sure that they understand it. So most of my time is spent in office hours just waiting on students to come. So it's a lot of downtime, and I will definitely use that time to study. And then the second job, I work remotely for DPH as a case investigator, and I'll just be working 20 hours a week on Saturdays and Sundays. So I don't think it'll be too much, but of course, if everything just becomes too hectic with working and classes, then I'll just cut my hours back from working. But for now, I'm gonna try working full time and taking my classes just to see how it goes. That's all for this first semester recap. Thanks for watching, and if you do have any suggestions on content you'd like to see from me, or just want to ask me questions in general, then make sure that you comment down below. And please like this video and subscribe to my channel to keep up with my journey through medical laboratory school.